Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
I mean, no.
The answer is still no.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck, 'cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel and the ones that run on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show, whoa, whoa.
It's the Truck Show with your hosts, Lightning and Holman.
This episode of the Truck Show podcast, Have You Heard? Is proudly presented by Nissan. With the Frontier, Titan, and Titan XD, Nissan has a truck for every need, along with the legendary Nissan durability. Test drive your next truck at a local Nissan dealer today, or point your browser to nissanusa.com, where you can use the build and price tool to configure a Nissan truck that fits your lifestyle.
And when you're thinking about adding power or improving fuel economy, Banks has over 65 years of experience. Whether it's cold air intakes or exhaust systems, tuning, throttle control, charge air cooling, lubrication components, and much more, no one offers smarter, safer, 50-state emissions-compliant performance parts than Gale Banks. You'll find the best engineered parts for your truck at bankspower.com.
And when you're looking for quality, full synthetic lubrication for your truck, AMSOIL has you covered with motor oil, lubricants and protectants, grease, additives, and more. AMSOIL synthetic lubricants deliver wear protection, engine cleanliness, and fuel efficiency that conventional oils simply can't match. Find out how AMSOIL synthetic lubricants can save you money and time by helping your vehicles run better and last longer than with conventional oils at AMSOIL.com. When it comes to lubrication, AMSOIL is the leader in synthetics.
EGR now celebrating their 50th anniversary as a leading manufacturer of truck and SUV accessory products with headquarters right here in the good old US of A. As an Australian-owned, family-run business with humble beginnings, EGR is now a global leader in the automotive accessory industry. If you're looking for window visors, fender flares, tonneau covers, lights, hood guards, and more, you'll find them all at egrusa.com.
Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
Good God in heaven, Ruby, there are just so very many ways for me to say this to you. Never, not in a million years, absolutely not. No way, Jose, no chance, Lance, yet, negatory, nah, and of course my own personal favorite of all time, man falling off of a cliff. No!
Always cracks me up. No, I have not heard. What you got?
So have you heard that Ford made a crazy announcement about the Super Duty?
No, please tell me. How did I miss Super Duty news?
All right, so in a press release, the company made the announcement that Oakville Assembly Complex, that's in Canada, in Ontario, will begin truck production in 26. So they're saying it'll add about 100,000 units to Ford's annual Super Duty supply, which is interesting, but it also, quote-unquote, paves the way to bring multi-energy technology to the next generation of Super Duty trucks.
I heard a little bit about
giving
that.
Customers more freedom of choice and supporting Ford's electrification plans, which must mean that the Ford Super Duty is getting a hybrid powertrain.
Yeah. I did hear some rumblings of that, but didn't know the full backstory. Interesting. It makes sense, right? They're going to supplement, maybe power off the line, add some extra torque, but again,
I think it might be part of like running a job site. I think that's the bigger tool there. So maybe it adds some efficiency to, think about this. You work in diesel all the time. Diesel emissions regulations are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the power out and getting worse. So if you're Ford, you're saying, well, we've got a great gas engine. What if we make a hybrid? We can get closer to diesel performance than less than the diesel price, and you have the added benefit of offshoring a bunch of power to run your job site, your house, things like that, the way the F-150 can.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I've got to be honest. I would be open.
Okay.
I would be very open to that.
My guess would be a hybrid V8, which I happen to think would be cool.
Yeah. Did I tell you that we're going to be at Banks launching a new video series about the 7.3 Godzilla?
Oh, tell me more.
I can't.
Okay.
I will just say that we're going to be... Remember Killing a Duramax?
This should have been Holman. Did you hear?
Oh, yeah. Holman. Did you hear?
Nope.
Okay. You remember Killing a Duramax where we never actually killed it? We got to 1,004 horsepower?
I do.
Well, we were going to roll that engine back into the cell, and then Gail said, nope, I want to do gas. And didn't want to do a GM gas engine.
Interesting.
LS to death, right? Everyone's been there with an LS, so Godzilla was it. And he loves the fact that they're winning the horsepower wars. Now, they're winning the horsepower wars on the diesel side, but he just thought, this is the engine I want to explore.
All right.
And so we are going to drag it into the dyno cell and connect it to the pump, as he says, the engine dyno, and we'll see what it does after we bolt on a turbo or two.
Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
No.
In other Ford news, if you want a 2024 Ranger Raptor, you have a couple days to order it because order banks are closing on July 31st. So just a couple days after this podcast episode posts.
Poor K. Why?
Because they probably have a finite supply and they've sold them all. Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
No.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if you caught the I Do Cars engine teardown video, but they recently did one on the what they're calling the worst 3-liter Duramax they've ever seen. That had valve shapes stamped into the pistons.
Oh, no.
And a hole in the cylinder caused by heat. So that's pretty cool. So if you guys are interested, again, going into your engine destruction theme, head on over to
iDoCars.com.
I Do Cars on the YouTube page, and it's called Seized 3-liter Duramax 45,000 miles. And the warranty was rejected, apparently due to heat. So anyway,
wait a minute. How can they reject the warranty due to heat?
Well, it says warranty, and that's why you.
How was it operating outside of normal conditions?
Listen, go watch the YouTube video.
Well, I'm dying to know. Were they towing too heavy, like outside of the weight rating? I don't get it. Do they not put in the right lubricants? I have so many questions.
Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
No.
Rivian has said that they have no plans to offer Apple CarPlay. So just like Tesla and GM's announcement, more and more manufacturers are starting to try and, I guess, back away from CarPlay, even though it's one of the highest demanded options from, I'll tell you, for me, buying my vehicles, it's a must-have. But the companies don't want to lose control of their users' in-car experience, and they want to be able to soak up all that data and not give it to a third party. So
I get it. So it'll have its own interface with a Spotify?
Well, it still has its own interface, but I just, especially, I've said it before, being a journalist, driving a lot of different vehicles, CarPlay is nice because my experience of nav and all that's the same on every vehicle I get into.
But I just like the experience. It's well laid out.
It's just, it
and
works
they've
well.
stripped away all the features, and they go through a very rigorous process. If you're an app builder, you can't just add an app to CarPlay.
Yeah.
They put you through a litany of tests so you don't distract the driver, and it's a pain in the ass building an app for CarPlay, but when it finally is approved by Apple, they're usually pretty nice.
Well, RJ Scaringe, the founder of Rivian, said he wants to bring people's CarPlay features, but they want to do it on an a la carte basis. So rather than having the whole CarPlay, they are launching YouTube and Apple Music apps that can run on it. They just don't want Apple to have the full experience. So anyway, take it for what it is. I like it. I hope it stays. And I know there's a lot of manufacturers out there committed to it.
I do too. Hey, Holman, have you heard?
Yes.
There's a recall on my truck.
Yes, I did hear.
FCA US LLC has decided that certain 22 Ram 1500 vehicles failed to conform to federal motor vehicle safety standard for rear visibility. What?
Is that the camera?
Why, yes, it is. The radio software in your vehicle may prevent the rear view camera signal from passing through to the media screen. A rear view camera image that does not display decreases the driver's visibility, increasing the risk of crash.
Did you mess with your head unit at all?
Here's the good news. Your vehicle has already been remedied. So
must have been an over-the-air software update or something?
As much as I hate Big Brother reaching into my vehicle without me knowing, this part is kind of cool. According to our service records, the radio in your vehicle has already been reprogrammed remotely using our firmware over-the-air technology. Therefore, your vehicle has been remedied.
So pretty much a nothing burger.
Thanks for reaching out, Stellantis.
So, Lightning, have you heard?
No, I don't think so.
So a settlement was reached in the Ram Cummins emission lawsuit where certain 2013 to 2015 Ram 2500 and 3500 owners will receive compensation. So this is a preliminary settlement. It was a class action lawsuit that involved those trucks, of course, equipped with the 6.7-liter Cummins. The lawsuit named Chrysler and Cummins as defendants has been caught up in court for 7 years. Chrysler denied all allegations but agreed to settle to avoid the significant costs and disruptions. So if you own one of those trucks, it sounds like you may have a little money coming to you. It says the estimated payout to each eligible truck owner. It's a $4.8 million settlement. It'll add $1.2 million to fund covering the cost and attorney fees and stuff. If you have that truck, cool Benjamin in your pocket.
$100.
$100.
$100 is.
The lawyers make all the money.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, it's disgusting. The consumer gets screwed.
The question, Holman, is will that $100 make up for the loss in fuel economy over the lifespan of that vehicle?
Of course not.
Based on the firmware update that is said to affect that said fuel economy.
Who knows? It said that there were named 17 plaintiffs in the lawsuit. Each of those people that were named that started the class action, they each get $5,000, which sounds like way more generous than a cool Benjamin.
It's not going to make up for their time.
Yeah. Basically, the background of the lawsuit was it was trucks that have SCR systems that didn't perform as advertised. So that was the issue, and the two specific defects were known as the wash coat defect and the flash defect. So they emit illegal levels of pollutants and reduce the fuel efficiency, as you said. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No, wait.
Nope.
I'm pretty excited about this one. The 2025 Nissan Frontier has been spotted.
Oh, really? In camo or no?
Yeah, it's just getting a front and rear. So it's a mid-cycle refresh. So it's front and rear styling improvements.
Okay.
Or updates. But it is also getting a big, giant screen in the middle of the dash. So the screen right now is 9-inch.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No.
This is a big old
It's
screen.
not bad.
This has got to be 12-inch.
It's so funny. So Gail brought over our friend Tim from Sierra Chevy came over.
Yeah.
And Gail we're trying to buy a 24 Duramax. And he wants a work truck because he doesn't want like the sunroof and all that.
But
all
did
the
you just
bells
buy
and
a
whistles.
Colorado?
It's not for him.
Oh,
it's
got
for
it.
us because we need it for
okay.
a development mule. Because we're way behind schedule on the 24 stuff. So guys, you can stop asking me, do we have the 24 Derringer tuner? No. Do I have the exhaust system? No. You can thank GM for that. They made it really freaking hard. So we have to buy a truck because we need it so badly. So Tim brings one over, and it's got this tiniest little screen. I didn't even know they made those anymore. That's like it's like a 5-inch screen. Smaller than your iPhone screen. It's ridiculous. So, all right, casting our eyes up to the Podshed screen.
So he unfortunately didn't get a front view. The rear looks fairly similar with new taillights. Hard to say. The wheels look pretty awesome on this prototype. This looks like a Pro 4X. And here's the interior. Look at that screen through the window.
Damn, that's no joke. So wait a minute, that's a whole new dash, all of it.
Yeah, basically the center section is all redesigned. Nice.
Yeah, because the vents are like
vertical.
the vents, and they
but
push
they're
them
skinny
apart.
now and they're pushed apart. Yeah. So I think it looks great.
Look how big the knobs are, the volume and the station.
That's
adjust.
the other thing. Volume knobs. And Nissan's done a good job. I wasn't a huge fan of their previous software. But the software that's in the new vehicles, especially the Aria, the Pathfinder, the Z, it's great. And so having that on the Frontier, I think is going to be awesome. The current software in the Frontier is really good, but this is the next level. I think it's going to be great. And again, freaking knobs in a truck, Nissan, way to go.
So here's what I'm going to point out. Let me stand up and go over to the Podshed screen.
Yep.
And I'm going to point at something that I think you'll agree is bitchin' right there.
The deep center stack.
So right above on the top of the
tray.
dash, it's got a tray.
So here's today's dash.
Yeah.
And then here's tomorrow's
So there's
dash.
a little bit of a tray, but the new tray is much bigger above the screen. So you've got a bunch of room to whether you have work gloves or your cell phone, whatever. I love that position.
Here's
That's
what
smart.
I can't tell from this photo. So it was a guy in Phoenix shot the Frontier through his driver's window, through the passenger window of the Frontier while it was hot weather testing in Phoenix. I can't tell if it has a digital display instrument cluster or not. It's hard to tell.
Oh, no, look right here.
It looks like gauges, but
Those are gauges.
I don't know because I have those same gauges on my Aria also.
That looks analog
I
to
don't
me.
know. I
But
can go either way.
there are some really good digital that look analog, but that one looks analog to me.
He also has a soda cup in the Frontier.
Yeah.
In a weird spot. Look where it is.
It's in the
It's on
passenger
the
seat.
no, it's on the passenger door panel. Looks like
No, I think that's in the passenger seat.
Well, then
yeah.
that's one tall cup of soda. That's a super tanker of Dr Pepper if I ever saw one.
Okay, well, good on Nissan.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'm excited. Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
I mean, no.
Okay, so a new version of Ford's F-150 Lightning EV have been caught. But this one's not like the normal ones. It looks completely different. It was caught testing with a Cybertruck, and it looks like it might have in-hub motor. So is this a heavier duty version of the F-150 Lightning? Hard to say.
What is up with the wheel covers?
They're hiding.
Yeah, they are. Those are made out of plastic.
Yeah, those are just literally wheel covers. They're hiding the view of the hub motors, my guess. Because look at this one with the alloy wheels. You can see through the photo on a couple of these wheels where it looks like a hub motor.
Man, they go to such great lengths to hide everything. You know what those? It's got this weird material hanging around the bottom perimeter, so you can't see under the truck.
No, what it is it's the same stuff they use on RVs as mud flaps and rock flaps on the back of like a Class A motorhome.
Gotcha.
They just have it on the side so you can't see the under.
But you can see it. You can tell that there's batteries hanging down there or something. I mean, it's
or
obvious.
something. You don't know.
I guess you're right. There's something back there.
Anyway, do we need a heavier duty Lightning?
Yes, you do need
to look at that any way you want.
No, wait a minute. Here's what I like about this photo. Why does the Cybertruck have tons of sensors all over the passenger side?
Because they're collecting data.
I know.
So they can compare it apples to apples on the same trip, same temperature, same day against their truck.
Fascinating. I wonder what sensors those are. I'd love to know what they're monitoring.
If you're a Mr. X, you can hit us up, truckshowpodcast@gmail.com. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
I said no.
No.
Our boys Matt and Nelson over at Truckhouse, if you remember, they were doing that awesome carbon fiber expedition camper for the back of like a AEV Prospector.
$400,000 trucks that look amazing.
Well, remember we talked about the Tacoma version, right? They had the Taco, and then they said we're going to do it on Rams. Well, the first two prototypes are done. One is a single cab and one is a crew cab, and they are freaking awesome. Look at these things. That's them in the flesh.
That is very modern.
Very modern.
The whole back half of the truck looks incredibly futuristic.
And it's all carbon fiber. We're going to have those guys back on the show, and they said that they are going to have a truck for us to use. So one of these trucks, once the interior is completed.
When you say used, do you think we can camp in it?
Yes, that's the whole point. They want us to take it out.
What?
Yeah. So we got to figure that out. So that should be pretty cool.
Oh, that side. That's super cool from the side.
Yeah, so they did a photo shoot of them out in the sand dunes, and I was hearing from several people who were there how rad they rode and performed, and that it's just, you wouldn't believe that there was a motorhome on the back.
It looks like it's very aerodynamic.
Yeah.
I mean, aerodynamic for a freaking camper
look
shell.
up here, they have air curtains, and this was all done for aero at the top.
I wonder if those are live. Like, do they actually work?
Yeah, no, it was all modeled in for aero, 100%.
Huh.
So super cool. So
those are going to sell well, provided that they can make them fast enough. Because I remember it's super low quantity, right? Right now.
Yeah, but I think they're ramping up. So we'll get them back on the show. I'm excited. It's nice when you talk to some entrepreneurs who are like, hey, we're doing this. You're like, that'll be awesome. Looks really good on paper. And then they come through and you're like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you imagine your favorite boat,
yeah,
this is the fiberglass you'd find in your favorite boat.
Yeah,
it's just really well sculpted.
But this is carbon fiber. So even crazier. So
that
it's super
is,
lightweight.
Yeah, that's
and it
nuts.
uses an articulating subframe that allows it to flex separate from the frame on the truck. And it's a different design that hasn't been used before that they engineered. Should be really awesome for people who actually take their stuff off-road.
No, Tsunami.
The Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis with production elements by DJ Omar Khan. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and give us a 5-star rating. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to show your support than by patronizing our sponsors. Some vehicles may have been harmed during the making of this podcast.